We see a lone figure walking a path, maybe on a beach, maybe in a forest. The image seems to say so much: loneliness, sadness. But what if we have it all wrong? What if that single figure is walking towards strength? What if solitude is their superpower? We are social creatures. We crave connection. We are taught that being alone is something to avoid. But what if we shifted our perspective? What if we saw walking alone not as a sign of weakness, but as a sign of courage? Choosing to walk alone can be hard. It means facing our own thoughts and feelings. It means being comfortable in our own company. But the rewards can be life-changing. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness is about feeling disconnected. Solitude is about choosing to be alone. It is about creating space for yourself. Space to think, space to breathe, space to just be. In this space, we can connect with our true selves. We can hear our own voice above the noise of the world. This can be scary at first. We are used to distractions, but in the quiet, we can find clarity. Solitude allows us to recharge. It gives us the energy to engage with the world in a more meaningful way. When we are comfortable being alone, we are less dependent on others for validation. Solitude is a transformative experience. It's like stepping into a quiet room within ourselves. The door closes on the noise and demands of the world. Suddenly, we are left with ourselves, our thoughts, our fears, our dreams. This is where the magic happens. In the quiet moments of solitude, we can begin to see ourselves more clearly. We can examine our beliefs and values. We can identify the things that hold us back and the things that light us up. This self-reflection is essential for growth. It allows us to shed old patterns and embrace new possibilities. It allows us to become more intentional about who we are and how we want to live. Solitude is not about escaping the world. It's about engaging with ourselves so that we can engage with the world more authentically. Our minds are bombarded with information constantly. The news, social media, the demands of work and family, it can be overwhelming. It can stifle our creativity. When we step away from the noise and embrace solitude, something remarkable happens. Our minds begin to wander. We start to make connections we might not have otherwise made. We tap into a wellspring of creativity. Think about some of the most innovative minds in history: Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Steve Jobs. They all understood the power of solitude. They knew that to create something truly extraordinary, they needed to spend time alone with their thoughts. Solitude is not a luxury. It is a necessity for anyone who wants to live a more creative and fulfilling life. Walking alone doesn't have to be literal. It's about finding moments in our day where we disconnect from external distractions and reconnect with ourselves. It could be a walk in nature, a long bath, 10 minutes of meditation. The key is to create space for stillness. In this space, we can begin to listen to our inner voice, that quiet whisper that often gets drowned out by the noise of the world. Our inner voice is a powerful guide. It speaks to us through our intuition, our gut feelings, our dreams. When we learn to listen, we tap into a deep well of wisdom. This wisdom can guide us in all areas of our lives. It can help us make better decisions. It can help us to live more authentically. It can help us find our purpose. Solitude offers us a precious gift: perspective. When we step away from the daily grind, we gain a clearer view of our lives. We can see the bigger picture. We can identify what truly matters. Imagine standing in the midst of a forest. The trees are so close they seem to block out the sky. But then you climb a hill, and suddenly you can see for miles. You can see the winding river, the distant mountains, the vastness of the landscape. That's what solitude does for us. It allows us to see our lives from a higher perspective. We can see the patterns in our behavior. We can identify the things that are no longer serving us. We can make choices that are aligned with our values. This clarity is essential for growth. It allows us to move forward with intention and purpose. Our society often glorifies extroversion. We are told that to be successful, we need to be outgoing, charismatic, and always on. But the truth is, many people find strength and fulfillment in solitude. Think about the writers, artists, musicians, and entrepreneurs who have changed the world with their creativity. Many of them were introverts who found inspiration in solitude. They understood that to create something truly unique, they needed to tap into their inner world. The key is to find what works for you. Not everyone needs to be a social butterfly. Embrace your own unique personality and honor your need for solitude. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. We live in a world that is constantly demanding our attention. Our phones buzz with notifications. Our inboxes overflow with emails. The news cycle is relentless. It's no wonder so many of us feel overwhelmed and disconnected. But there is a growing movement towards solitude. People are rediscovering the power of disconnecting from the digital world and reconnecting with themselves. They are finding peace in nature. They are exploring mindfulness and meditation. This is not a fad, it is a necessary shift in consciousness. We need to reclaim our time and attention. We need to create space for silence and reflection. We need to learn to be comfortable in our own company. This is how we find our way back to ourselves. This is how we tap into our inner strength and wisdom. This is how we create a more meaningful and fulfilling life. History whispers stories of triumphant individuals who embraced solitude, not as a prison, but as a sanctuary for their spirits. These were not people who shied away from the world, but those who sought its depths from the quiet corners of their own minds. They understood that true strength is often found not in the roar of the crowd, but in the stillness of self-reflection. Consider the artists, the writers, the thinkers who shaped our world. Would their masterpieces have been born amidst the clamor of constant company? Or did they require the solitude to hear the whispers of their own genius? The canvas of their imagination needed the quietude for their vibrant ideas to blossom. The world often celebrates those who command attention, who thrive in the spotlight. But what about those who shine brighter in the quiet moments, who find solace in their own company? Their stories too deserve to be told, for they remind us that walking alone does not equate to walking in darkness. Albert Einstein, a name synonymous with genius, was a champion of solitude. He famously remarked, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind." He understood that amidst the cacophony of everyday life, our creative spirit could be stifled. His groundbreaking theories, the very fabric of modern physics, were not born in crowded laboratories, but in the quiet spaces of his mind. He would often wander off alone, lost in contemplation, his violin his only companion. In these moments of serene solitude, the symphony of the universe unraveled before him. Einstein's story challenges us to rethink our perception of productivity. It reminds us that true innovation often requires a retreat from the world, a space where the mind can wander freely, unburdened by the demands of constant interaction. In silence, he heard the whispers of the cosmos, transforming our understanding of the universe. J.K. Rowling, the creator of the magical world of Harry Potter, found her voice in the silence of solitude. As a single mother facing financial hardship, she found solace in writing. It was in the quiet moments, often in cafes with a sleeping baby by her side, that she conjured a world of wizards and wonder. Rowling's story is a testament to the power of solitude to unlock our creative potential. It was in the absence of distractions, in those stolen moments of quiet contemplation, that she gave birth to a story that would captivate the world. Her journey reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary ideas are born not from grand gestures, but from the simple act of embracing solitude. The world is full of noise, constantly vying for our attention. But Rowling's story encourages us to seek out the quiet spaces, to embrace the moments of solitude where our own unique stories can begin to take shape. For it is often in the stillness that we hear the whispers of our own magic, waiting to be unleashed. From the moment we are born, We are surrounded by people, our families, our friends, our classmates, our colleagues. We are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we need to be connected, to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Social media has amplified this message tenfold. We are constantly bombarded with images of people living seemingly perfect lives, surrounded by friends, traveling to exotic locations, achieving their dreams. It's easy to feel like we are not enough when we compare ourselves to these curated versions of reality. This constant pressure to be connected can be exhausting. It can leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled. We start to believe that our worth is measured by the number of likes we get or the number of followers we have. We lose sight of our own unique value. The truth is, the most important connection we will ever have is the connection we have with ourselves. When we are comfortable in our own skin, when we love and accept ourselves for who we are empowered. We are no longer reliant on external validation. This doesn't mean we should become hermits and avoid all human contact. It simply means that we need to prioritize our own well-being. We need to make time for the things that fill us up, that bring us joy, that make us feel alive. This might mean saying no to social engagements that we don't feel up to. It might mean taking a break from social media. It might mean spending time alone in nature, reading a book, or simply enjoying the silence. When we prioritize our own well-being, we are better equipped to show up for the people in our lives. We are more present. We are more compassionate. We are more authentic. Disconnecting from the noise of the world and connecting with ourselves takes courage. It means facing our fears, our insecurities, the parts of ourselves we would rather keep hidden. But it is in these moments of vulnerability that we experience true growth. When we allow ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, we open ourselves up to a deeper level of connection with ourselves and with others. This is not always easy. There will be times when we feel lonely, when we doubt ourselves, when we want to give up and go back to our old ways. But it is in these moments that we need to dig deep and remember why we started this journey in the first place. We are worthy of love and belonging just as we are. We don't need to change who we are to be accepted. We just need to find the courage to be ourselves. Choosing to walk alone does not mean we are choosing to be alone forever. It simply means that we are choosing to prioritize our own well-being. We are choosing to connect with ourselves on a deeper level. This is a powerful choice. It is a choice that can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. A life where we are no longer defined by the opinions of others. A life where we are free to be ourselves without apology. So, the next time you see someone walking alone, don't pity them. Don't assume they are lonely or lost. They might just be on a journey of self-discovery. They might just be tapping into their own inner strength. They might just be living their best life, one step at a time. The world is a symphony of sound, a chorus of voices all vying for our attention. From the moment we wake to the moment we close our eyes, we are bombarded with information, demands, and expectations. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to forget the quiet melody that resides within each of us. Walking alone is not about shutting out the world, but about tuning into a different frequency, the frequency of our own hearts. It's about finding solace in the rhythm of our own footsteps, the gentle whisper of the wind, the quiet hum of our own thoughts. In the quiet spaces, we hear the echoes of our own truths, the whispers of our deepest desires. We begin to understand that solitude is not a void to be feared, but a canvas upon which we can paint our own masterpiece. Every walk, whether it's along a crowded city street or a secluded forest path, is a journey of self-discovery. It's an opportunity to connect with our inner compass, to realign ourselves with our values, to listen to the whispers of our soul. So, embrace the moments of solitude, however fleeting they may be. Find joy in your own company. Celebrate your unique rhythm. For in the tapestry of life, the threads of solitude, woven with intention and self-love, create the most vibrant and enduring patterns. Remember, walking alone does not diminish your worth. It amplifies it. It reveals a strength that comes from within, a resilience that blossoms in the quiet spaces. It's a testament to your courage to embrace your own company, to walk your own path, to create a life that resonates with the deepest truths of your being.